Sandy, we need to talk. Now. Talk about what? Is it James? Don't tell me he did something else now, because I promise you're going to have to find another man. Sandy, you're doing too much. What the hell is wrong with you? Why is James telling me that you stabbed him? Are you insane? Serenity? Now I know you're upset, but you need to hear me out now. Hear you out? You stabbed James, Sandy. What the hell happened? I said, hear me out, Goofy. I'll start from the top. You called us crying about James not being home. After that, I went about my business at Burger Shot. A few days went by and I hadn't heard anything about him, so I thought he was still gone. But one day, there I was making orders, and he waltzed in like nothing was wrong. I assume you didn't know he was back, because if you did, I'm sure you would have told us. But when I spoke to him for sure, he was asking me about you, so I knew you had no clue he was back. So he must have recently got in. This doesn't explain why you stabbed him, Sandy. Damn, bitch, I'm getting there. So I confront him, and he's all, Serenity knew I was leaving. And I'm telling him, no, you didn't, because if you did, you wouldn't have called us crying. So you actually need to explain to me why he thinks you didn't know he was leaving. It was all a big miscommunication. He told me like back in September he'd be taking a trip for a few weeks. Since he told me back in September, that's when I thought he would leave, but when he never left, I just thought he wasn't going. Apparently this trip was the one he told me about weeks ago. Yeah, I kind of figured that out the more we talked, but he kept swearing you knew about this trip. When he left, he just left. I didn't know he was leaving, and I didn't think that him leaving now was in reference to the trip I thought he would take way back in September. Yeah, he said that he ain't get a chance to talk to you before he left. That's when I realized why you was angry. This doesn't explain why you stabbed my man, though. Look, I brought up the whole Flex situation. I asked him if he was working with Flex because that's what you told us. He told me he wasn't. Yeah, he told me the same. But in me asking him about Flex, he told me he was trying to get rid of him, but he never got the chance to tell you because he left. And that's when I knew the whole situation about why you confused and he confused. But then he was telling me that he couldn't find you because he kept asking me where you was. And I didn't like the fact that he came back and didn't tell you he was coming back. Like he just leave when he wants and pops back up when he wants. And he got smart with me, so yeah, I lost my cool and I stabbed him. It was premature and immature of me, but fuck that. Ain't nobody finna have you out here looking like a fool even though you are one. Stop right there. Stop right there. You are out of line and you are out of pocket. You took it too far. I did it to protect you. Protect me? Sandy, I can't believe you would do this to James. He ain't do anything but help me and help you. Why the hell would you try to make an enemy out of such a good man? You wasn't saying all that when you thought his ass left you. Look, I was emotional, I was overreacting and overwhelmed with all the stuff going on with Flex and this trial. Sandy, you almost cost me my relationship. I can't forgive you for this. Bitch, calm down. Y'all back together, right? It wasn't that serious. It is that serious. Why would you put me in a position where I have to choose between him and you? As much as I dislike Eugene, I would never do that to you. I don't understand why you would do this to me. I know we have our differences, but you know how much James means to me. Look, someone out there has to protect you. Now I gather from him that he protects you from the craziness out here, but who protects you from him? I don't need protection from James. James is not hurting me. He's never hurt me. He will never hurt me. You sure about that, Serenity? Yes, Sandy. I'm sure. I'm 100% sure. I trust him with my life. When I knew nobody here, before you came to town, he was the only person here who helped me without wanting or expecting anything in return. When I was recovering in the hospital, no one was there except for him. And ever since then, we've been inseparable. Sandy, please. If you care about me, don't do things like this. I don't know if I can promise you that, Serenity. Why? Well, after he healed up, he came back to see me. We had words. He gave me a very stern warning.
We need to talk about the stabbing situation.
I asked him what about it.
What do you mean? What about it? What is that for? I didn't deserve that.
And it's true. I told him he didn't. And then he started asking about you,
I definitely didn't. Speaking of, so where's she at?
which basically led to us going down the same rabbit hole conversation we've been having.
Where I was at, I told him my situation.
But then he started to get smart with me. So I had to hop across that corner and let him know what it was. And that I didn't appreciate what he was trying to do here in my
Well,
establishment.
that's what happened. And this for now. I'm gonna let that stabbing situation that happened earlier. I'm gonna let that slide. But this to get you a heads up. Don't do that again.
And that was spicy. I told him don't give me another reason to do it to him, because I will.
Well, I mean, I understand that, but at the same time, that's a war you're not gonna win.
And I told him I wasn't looking to win no war. I told him I was watching him, and I know he's out here living his best life.
We, no, you gotta confirm. You gotta confirm that I'm living my best life. What do you mean by that?
But then that's when he told me something very interesting about you, Missy. Oh my God.
Oh, she definitely see the side of me. Actually, she seen more. So you probably need to talk. Hey, she be in a lot of trouble, and guess who she called? She called me.
And that caught me off guard because I know you're not out there in those streets with him. So I asked him what he got you out there doing.
Nah, she's not out there in the trenches, but I have to do a lot of saving. Just know that.
And I told him that you were appreciative, but I don't think he believed me.
I mean, shit, not shit. It don't act like it. I mean, I helped you out. I helped you with your situation. I definitely helped her with her situation. And I get stabbed. That's crazy. Well, it's a lot of things your sister ain't told you. So you need to talk to her. I mean, did she tell you she got kidnapped a whole bunch of times and I had to go save her? I even got shot over her. What's crazy about it, she put me in a lot of these positions.
And that right there came off to me like he was tired of your shit.
Hey, I'm just saying. Yeah, you most definitely need to go talk to her.
And I told him I would. And that I'm still watching him live his best life.
What do you mean by that? See, I don't know. Living my best life, I don't know about that. I'm out in these streets making moves, but living his best life, I don't know.
Sandy, you could have killed him. What am I supposed to do now? I, I know. It was extreme. But I can't let him hurt you again. I will not stand by and watch it happen again. It ain't in me. You don't get it, Sandy. I care deeply for James, and now you've jeopardized everything. Jeopardized everything. Listen, Serenity. I need to ask you something, and I want the truth, so don't you dare lie to me. What do you know about James? Huh? Do you really know who he really is? Do you? What he's out there doing? Because I'm starting to believe the man you're so enamored with isn't who you think he is. Look, I know he's not a saint and a square like me, okay? I know he owns his own business. I don't ask him about his personal affairs because, quite frankly, it's not my concern. He pays the bills, he takes care of me, and he buys me things. And he tells me if I'm ever in any trouble and needs his help to call or text him, and he'll be there for me, which he's proven since day one. He runs his business, and I take care of the home front. And he makes me laugh, and I trust him. That's all I need to know. That's all that matters to me. If he was such a bad person, Algorithm PD would be knocking down our door and raiding our home. But they're not. So I don't ask questions. I don't care about his past, as we all have one. I don't care if he's been to jail once or twice. I don't bring drama to him, and he doesn't bring drama to me. We have fun, and he cares for me. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters in this life. That's all you know? So you really don't know anything about him, do you? I know he's a good man. He's a gentleman, and he treats me well. That's all I need to know. Well, I'm sorry, Serenity. I just wanted to protect you. I know. I did my best to try to explain how you are to him, but I don't know. He was pretty upset, and I need to do damage control. Stay away from him for the time being. I need time to think. Look, I'll talk to you later, okay? This girl has no idea what she's getting into.